What's up YouTube? Back with another video, and today we're gonna go over 7 plays in the Rockets playbook. I normally do 4 or 5, but if I was to do that, it'll be pretty much the exact same as the Wizards playbook video that I did. So I figured I'd throw in a few extra plays that are still useful, as well as the 4 plays that I talked about in the Wizards playbook. So let's get into it. So the first play that you've been seeing in the background is the fifth 15 high, and it's just a really high pick and roll play you could call for Chris Paul or James Harden with the shooters around the 3-point line. And this is a good play to start the game with, just to get a feel of how your opponent is going to play you. So you can call this and you can see if he's playing man or zone, if he's going under the screen, over the screen. Is the center gonna hedge? Is the defense gonna help off the shooters? Is he on bowling or off bowling you? And running this play like the first 1 or 2 possessions in the game, you could gather all that information and then decide how you want to run your offense for the rest of the game. And this play is really good for James Harden because he's got really good dribble animations. He's got high ball control, so he could speed boost. He could finish at the rim. He has a high draw foul rating. And he has a ton of gold badges. Ankle breaker, relentless finisher, acrobat, dimer in case anybody helps off of a shooter, lob city passer, so you could throw lobs to Capella, and a bunch of other ones that make him almost unstoppable in the pick and roll. Next, we have the punch 5 flare rip. You're going to call this for Melo, and the play is designed for him to post up, but that's not what we're going to use it for. We're going to use it to get an open mid-range or layup or 3-pointer, depending on what you do and what the defense gives you. So when the play starts, either James Harden or Chris Paul, he's going to pass the ball over to Melo, and then he's going to get a flare screen and stop at the wing. Sometimes that shot will be open, sometimes it won't, but we're calling this play to get that flare screen action. So when you pass the ball to Melo, if you hold A or X, if you're on PlayStation, you will keep control of Harden or Paul, and you can go over the screen yourself, and from there you could run all the way out to the corner. You can run to the mid-range area and take a mid-range. You could cut to the rim, depending on what the defense gives you. You have a lot of options here. And once you get open, just let go of the button and it'll make the pass. And if you keep it held for more than 3 seconds, you'll just take control of Melo, and from there you can pass the ball out, run a different play, or keep running the same play, or do whatever you want. Next, we have the give 53 horns quick. You can call this for pretty much anybody except for the bigs, and the play is designed to be a handoff 3, but we're going to use it to get a layup or a dunk. So right here we're running it for Harden, and Chris Paul is going to start with the ball at the top, then he's going to pass it to Capella at the elbow. Then Paul is going to set a screen for Harden, and then Harden is going to come to the wing to get a 3. But as he lines up with Capella, you want to hold Y or a triangle and have him cut to the rim. And with the spacing that you have, he'll have an open layup or dunk. But you still want to pay attention to the defender, because sometimes he'll go under Capella, leaving the 3 open. So if it's there, then just pass it and take the 3. But most of the time, he'll follow Harden around Capella, and then you can cut him to the rim for a layup or a dunk. This is another good play to run at the beginning of a game, because you really don't want to start the game shooting 3s, because that could get your players out of rhythm. So you want to get some things going towards the basket, get some easy layups and dunks, and then play inside out. It's also good if a player is 1 shot away from getting takeover. You can call this and get him a easy shot. Or if a player is cold, just call this, get him a basket so he could get uncold. So now we're going to go over the 4 plays that I discussed in the Wizards playbook video, and we're going to start off with the quick 32 box flare. You can call this for Chris Paul or James Harden or even Eric Gordon, and it'll result in a corner 3. So right here we're running it for Harden, and Chris Paul is going to start with the ball on the wing. Then Harden is going to come up and get the ball. Then he's going to swing it over to Melo. Then Harden is going to get a screen from Capella and then run to the corner for the 3. This play is really good because it's really consistent, and you end up with a corner 3, and corner 3s are cash in this game. I say that every video. So if you can consistently get open corner 3s, you're gonna make a lot of 3-point shots. Also, sometimes you don't have to run the play to the end, because when Harden or Melo, when they come off their down screens, sometimes they'll be open for the 3, so you could take that shot if it's there. Next, we have the quick 4 horns flare. You can call this for Chris Paul, James Harden, or Eric Gordon, and it'll result in a 3 on the wing. So right here we're running it for Harden, and Chris Paul's gonna start with the ball at the top. Then he's gonna get a screen from Harden and attack the rim. Then Harden is gonna get a screen from Capella and go out to the wing and get open for a 3. This play is really good because it catches people off guard a lot, because once you go off that initial screen and attack the rim, people think you're just gonna try and turbo and get a layup, but you're really just distracting them. Then they're just caught by surprise when you're open for the 3. And once you pass it out for the 3, if it's not open, the play ends in a pick and roll. So you can just run the pick and roll, and from there it's just read and react. So you might be able to take a mid-range, you might be able to get all the way to the rim, or pass the Capella on the roll, or pass it to a shooter. So it's all about what the defense is giving you at that point. Next, we have the quick 3 scissor. You can call this for James Harden, Chris Paul, or Eric Gordon, and it'll result in a 3 on the wing. So right here, we're running it for James Harden, and he's going to start with the ball on the wing. Then Capella's going to come up to the top of the key, and you're going to pass him the ball. Then Harden is going to go under the rim, and you're going to pass the ball over to Melo. Then Harden is going to get a double screen from Capella and PJ Tucker and come up to the wing for a 3. I ran this play a lot last year, and it's still really good and it's really consistent, but it could take a little while to develop sometimes. So when you're waiting for Harden to come off the double screens, just make sure that you protect the ball so that you don't get it stolen. And there will be times when the play won't even get to finish because someone will foul you or something, which is a little bit annoying, but I guess it's better than getting the ball stolen from you. And finally, we have the quick 3 rip floppy. You can run this for James Harden, Chris Paul, or Eric Gordon. And this play has a few different options, so we're gonna go over them individually. The first option is to look for James Harden open for a 3 on the wing. So Chris Paul is going to start with the ball at the top, and James Harden is going to start on the left block. He's going to get a screen from Melo and Capella and come up to the right wing for a 3. Most of the time, he'll be open for that shot, but sometimes he won't. So that leads us to option 2. So Melo is going to come up to the top of the key, and you're going to pass him the ball. Then Harden, he's going to run through a screen and go under the rim. Then he's going to run through 2 screens and come up on the left wing and be open for a 3. Both of these options are really good because they usually get you an open shot. And also, if that first option is not there, you don't have to call a different play or recall a play because the play just keeps going. The third option would be to make that initial pass to Melo on the wing. So when Chris Paul has the ball at the top, Melo, he sets a screen for Harden, but then he also gets a screen from PJ Tucker and comes up to the left wing, and sometimes he'll be open. And option 4 is a lot like option 2. So if Melo's not open, then you're going to pass the ball over to Harden. Then Chris Paul is going to be the one running through the 3 screens and coming up on the wing to get a 3. And this play is really good because you got 4 really good options, and there's constant motion, and it can throw people off guard a little bit because the play is not gonna end exactly the same way every single time. So it's a little harder to guard. And the video is coming down to an end. The NBA season starts tonight. I'm hyped. I hope everybody enjoys the opening night games. I hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more content.